Hello friends, in today's video we are going to be comparing the LEGO Technic McLaren P1 and CaDA's Assassin XR aka McLaren P1. As the McLaren P1 happens to be one of my favorite cars of all time, and it has been produced by two of my favorite building block brands of all time, I thought it would behoove me to compare them for you, the good people of the internet. So without further ado, you can't see it, but they're right here in front of me, and I'm gonna walk you through them. Starting things off straight away with the build, of course. Now, these are two different scales, the LEGO set being 1/8, the CaDA set being 1/10 scale. Surprisingly, the builds are very similar, which you wouldn't really expect. Usually 1/10 scale sets are much simpler than the 1/8 scale sets, but this CaDA 1/10 scale set has over 3,600 pieces, which should tell you that it's very complex. But there are, of course, some differences. It's sort of difficult to say. How shall I put this? The LEGO set is more refined, easier to follow in the instructions, etc. It's got the colored pins and colored components to make everything easy. There's no issues. You're 10 or 12 years old, you could build it. It's no problem. The CaDA set, on the other hand, much more complex. Understandably, it's similar to a 1/8 build condensed down. And there's very little in the way of hand holding. The instructions are clear, but a lot of the components are black or gray, so you really got to pay attention. There were a couple of times where I wasn't paying attention, and I paid dearly for it. With my life. So anyway, while I enjoyed them both immensely, I think I had more fun when I was building the CaDA set because it was very advanced, which I have a hard time calling any LEGO set advanced. They're pretty simple. This is the first time I built a set where I really had to pay attention, but I enjoyed doing it. I love that. It was so awesome. It demanded more of me. That's what I like to see. Point CaDA. Onward to the functions. And again, I am surprised. They are very similar. Both, for example, have working butterfly doors. Both have rear wings that you can raise or lower at will. Both even have sequential transmissions, but they are not identical, of course. LEGO took the time, for example, to design a 7-speed gearbox. Not easy to do, whereas CaDA just went for 8-speed. My understanding is that even number speeds are a bit easier to build than odd. But LEGO took the time to do it. It's a little bit of an edge there. But the CaDA, I'm just gonna call it the McLaren P1. The CaDA P1 has a height adjustment, which is cool. The LEGO set doesn't have it. Finally, the LEGO set uses springs to hold open the butterfly doors, whereas the CaDA set has just a simple locking mechanism that uses no springs. And I feel the springs feel better to use, but we also know that the LEGO springs have a habit of kind of dying over time, so we'll see how it goes a couple years from now. To be honest, really hard to split them on functions. I'd probably call it a draw. The CaDA's got some bonuses, the LEGO set's got some bonuses. They're both pretty good. Now to the packaging, and a little disclaimer here. I got the CaDA P1 from Barweer, so I did not receive any box, which is fine. I'm cool with it because it doesn't matter. LEGO's gonna blow it out of the water. The LEGO packaging for these 1/8 scale Technic cars is untouchable. They get bespoke boxes that are really well done. They're glossy and matte and embossed, all that good stuff. The instructions have tons of extra info. The CaDA set has got a little, but nothing compared to this. Some great shots of the car and of the set. It's also got bespoke serial numbers in them that if you scan it, you can get a special web page where you can learn more about the set. You can download some wallpapers if you're into that sort of thing. I mean, it's just, they just go the extra mile with these sets. No chance CaDA's touching that. Not happening. The LEGO 1/8 Technic experience it's something to behold, even if you're not a Technic fan. You gotta try it at least once. It's excellent. Point LEGO. display value. Now, as I mentioned several times, I know sometimes people put RC in these sets and all that stuff. I don't. Mine sit on shelves. You've seen the shelves. We love the shelves. And so display value is a big deal for me. That being said, disclaimer, this section is obviously subjective, so set down your pitchforks and just have a listen. Except this bit. Objectively, the CaDA set front end looks better than the Lego set. It just does. But flip it around to the other side, and I would say the Lego set looks better than the CaDA set. They completed out the taillights, which the solution, they both use flex axles, and at the 1/8 scale, the flex axles look thinner. It looks better on the Lego set. Also, Lego has the proper rectangular exhaust, whereas the CaDA set, it's just got a couple of circular ones. And the Lego set also has the color matched rear wing, which I like. I don't know why CaDA went with black. I wish they would have done orange, but here we are. Now, next, of course, we have to talk about the wheels. And Lego with the 1/8 scale Technic sets, they always have beautiful bespoke wheels. And this set, the P1, is no exception. They are gorgeous. They look absolutely sublime. But weirdly, I kind of like the CaDA ones better. I think the Lego ones the tires are too low profile. It's like the wheels are too big, which is a rare complaint from me. They kind of got the painted on tire thing going on. And yeah, it's not for me. I prefer the CaDA one, a little bit of meat on the tires. But that's just me. So all in all, even though I absolutely adore the bright light orange bodywork that Lego did for the McLaren P1, I've just got to give this to CaDA. I don't know how the designer did it, but he just captured the essence of the P1 so well. At a smaller scale too. Like, it's just fantastic. I don't know how he did it, but I think this looks awesome. I'm giving my point to CaDA, but I really want to hear your thoughts on this point in particular down below. Which one do you think looks better, the CaDA set or the Lego set? Let me know. So overall, it's kind of hard to compare these two sets, to be honest, especially since they're at different scales and they're actually so similar. It does make for a challenging comparison, but I will say straight off the bat, I genuinely love them both so much. Like, how awesome is it that my favorite modern supercar got made twice at a large scale by both of my favorite brands, and they did such an awesome job. Like, CleverPig is eating good last year. It is really hard to split these two, so let me know which one is your favorite down below. I mean, I danced around the fact that the price tag is a little bit different on these. This one's, what, $450, and this one's $180 for roughly similar piece counts. This one's smaller and unlicensed, so fair enough, but it is like a third of the price of this one. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. Let me know down below what you think. If you'd like to see any other comparisons in the future, also let me know. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you again in the next one. And I would wave, but I am currently holding $600 worth of plastic McLaren P1 right now. Take care.